Welcome to week 45 of the Happy Stitch project. This week we are learning whipped running stitch. Okay, I'm going to start with this blue thread. I've just got 3 strands and tied a knot in the end. And I'm just going to stitch at the top a nice simple running stitch. So I guess we're learning 2 stitches in one, really, kind of 2 techniques with the same stitch. So come up through the fabric and then you're going to push your needle through like that. So you make a stitch, it leaves a gap and your thread is coming up through the top of the fabric again. So try and start your stitch when you go through the fabric for the next one. Try and make it the same distance away as the length of the first stitch. So basically what you're looking for is your stitches and your gaps are the same length, is basically what I'm trying to say. Now at the end I'm just going to finish with a blue one just so it's kind of nice and even at both sides. So that's a running stitch if you've never done one of those before. It's quite a handy thing, it's quite useful for sort of basting things or just marking out. If you don't want to do it like that, you can go in and out, which is what that little hand movement meant, I think, as a reminder to myself while I was filming it. So yeah, if you don't want to do it that way, you can go down completely and up and down like that. It's absolutely fine. Just please do a method that works for you. Okay, so now we're going to fill in the gaps. And to do that, I'm going to use a contrasting thread because it's the kind of stitch that just looks really nice. If you do that, you won't really get the effect if you use the same colour thread. So I'm just going to come up through the fabric underneath that first stitch in the middle. I want to come out at one side. I'm just coming up at the top. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is just kind of weave through that one without trying to catch the stitches that I've got below. And then I'm coming through the same side. Sometimes you kind of go up and down, don't you? But you need to make sure that you're whipping it from the same side. A bit like when we did whipped back stitch. Oh, and it's just gone off camera there. Sorry about that. And so yeah, you just need to make sure that each time you weave that through, you're just coming through the same side there. And then go back down underneath through that stitch. There we go. So I'm just going to pull on that a little bit more just to so that last bit isn't uneven, and then tie off at the back. And that's a nice easy way to kind of get it sort of like an alternating coloured effect, isn't it? A stripy sort of a line. So nice for borders, nice for lettering. I probably need to practice it a little bit more on curved edges before I can give you tips about that. I've merely just done it on straight lines, to be honest. But yeah, have a little play around and let me know how you get on.